Hello, my name's John Rowan. Welcome to aset channel. So, in today's lesson, we're going to try to make a little bit longer sentences, giving a little bit more information. Often my Japanese students make very short sentences with very little information, so we're going to try and make them just a little bit longer today. So, in the first part of the lesson, I'm going to use this expression, for example. So, choosing one thing from a group. So, if you take a look at the first sentence here, I like to watch sports. So many of my students would just say that, I like to watch sports. But it's good to give an example. So for me, I like to watch sports, for example, football. So when I was in England, I often watched football. In Japan, I don't have so many chances, but when I do, I like to watch football. Let's take a look at the next sentence. There are lots of beautiful temples in Kyoto. So again, you could finish with, there are lots of beautiful temples in Kyoto. But it's good to give some examples. So, there are lots of beautiful temples in Kyoto. For example, Nanzenji. I live very near to Nanzenji. Most days I visit Nanzenji. Another good example would be Kiyomizu. Kiyomizu is another beautiful temple. I go there at least twice a year, often more. A very beautiful place to visit. There are many delicious things to eat in England. For example, roast lamb. If you go to England, please try roast lamb. Often Japanese people say to me they don't like lamb, but if you go to England and eat roast lamb, I guarantee that you will like it. You can also eat roast beef, that's very good too, but try the roast lamb. Well, some more examples. There are lots of English schools in Japan. For example, aset here. But there are other schools. I can't remember their names, I'm sorry, but I'm sure there are some other good language schools. But please remember aset, it's the best. I have been to many countries. For example, Taiwan. Taiwan's a beautiful and exciting small country, very close to Japan. I've been to Taipei. It's a really exciting city with lots of great food and interesting things to do. I recommend you go there if you have the chance. I want to go to lots of countries. For example, Vietnam. So far I've been to a few countries in Asia. I've been to Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, but so far I haven't been to Vietnam. I like Vietnamese food. I've read some books about Vietnam. I really want to visit there. I think it'd be a great place to visit. So here, if you use for example, you can make a longer sentence, and then after that you can give some more information too. So it makes your conversations a little bit more interesting. Short sentences are good, but if you make them longer, using for example, it makes your conversation much more interesting. So please try to use for example. Okay, in the first part of the lesson we looked at for example. For example is just one from a choice. So I gave the example, I like to watch sports, for example, football. But I like to watch rugby, and I like to watch tennis sometimes. There are lots of sports I like to watch. It's just an example. But sometimes there are things that you like more than others. And then you can use this word, especially. So especially means something that you really like. So, if you look at the first example here, I love Japanese food. Especially sushi. Sushi is really delicious. For me, like a lot of British people, it seemed a little bit strange before I started to eat it. But when I started eating sushi, I soon began to love it, and now I really love it. So, there are many Japanese foods I like. I like tempura, I like nabe, I like yakitori, I like nikujaga. Many Japanese foods I like. but I especially like sushi. I like the Kansai region, especially Kyoto. So for many years I've lived in Kansai. I've visited most of the big cities. I've been to Kobe, Osaka, I've been to Nara. I haven't been to Wakayama, but I want to go. But for most of my time I've lived and worked in Kyoto. Kyoto is number one for me. I love all of the other cities in Kansai, but I especially like Kyoto. As Kyoto is best for me. I want to visit many places in Asia, especially. Earlier in the lesson I said Vietnam, and that's true. For me, especially Vietnam, I want to visit. There are other countries I want to visit. Cambodia, the Philippines, South Korea. Maybe not North Korea, but definitely South Korea. But especially I want to go to Vietnam. You could change Asia here to maybe Europe. I want to visit many places in Europe, especially Germany. I've been to Germany once already and I love Germany. I love the food, the people and the scenery. So one more time I want to go there. So in Europe I especially want to go to Germany. I need some new summer clothes, especially shorts and t-shirts. My shorts and t-shirts are getting old and soon it will be summer. And the summer here in Kyoto is very hot and humid, so I need new shorts and new t-shirts. So maybe after this lesson, maybe I'll head off to Uniqlo and buy some shorts and t-shirts. So we have especially and for example. Both very good ways to make your sentences a little bit longer, giving a little bit more information. We use example for one from a group. It's not the most important, it's just an example from a group. And we use especially for something that you really like, that's a little bit more important for you than the other ones in the group. So please use especially and for example in your conversations. And I hope to see you again soon here at aset channel. So thank you very much.